Hello everyone. So in this video, let us talk about the first three problems from the Leetcode Biweekly contest 74. So let's start. So the first problem is that you have to divide the array into equal pairs. So the problem statement goes like this, that you are given an integer nums consisting of two n integers such that it means that they are always of length even. Fine. Now you need to divide nums into n pairs so that it is even. You can divide it into n pairs such that each element belong to exactly one pair. So you cannot replicate any of these numbers, and the element present in a pair are equal. So if you're making a pair, or both of the elements in the pair should be equal. Fine. Now return true if you can divide into n pairs, or return false. So it generally means, in a very simple terms, it just means that you have numbers, you have to divide into different pairs such that the pairs, both of the numbers in the pairs are same. So if you want to make n pairs, then every pair should have the same numbers. So it means that every number should appear twice. Okay, every number should be even. Okay, so that is the overall idea. What you can directly do is that you can find out the frequency of every number, and you just check that every number should be occurring in a even occurrence. Okay, because if it is in an even occurrence, you can form a pair with that number with itself, not itself but the same number, and then you can form different pairs. But let's say that there are two numbers, that is 3 and 5, and if you find out the frequency of 3 and 5, then both of them are of frequency 1 and they cannot be formed as a pair. And that's the overall problem, nothing more complicated. Okay, and we can go directly to the solution part. What I have done here is, because the frequencies, the different type of numbers can be up to 500. So depending upon this, you can choose the different frequency value. So I've initialized a map. You can also initialize a map as well, whatever you can want. And then what I've done is that iterated over all the numbers using a for loop and just updated the frequency in the frequency map. This is the frequency map. So it means that if you see one time, it will update one time. If you've seen 5 3 times, it will update 3 times, and so on. After that, you will again iterate over this frequency map because of which of the length is 500. So you'll iterate over all the 500 numbers, and you just check that if you at any point of time find out that the frequency value of any ith number is 1, which means that if you check over all the frequencies that are present, everything is 0 initially, and then you update all the frequencies. If any of the frequencies turns out to be odd, which means that there are some numbers that are left which cannot be paired out, then you directly just return false, that you cannot form n pairs of same numbers. Else you will return true if you do not find out such case. And that's the overall solution for this problem, nothing more complicated. Let us move on to the next problem. The next problem is maximize number of subsequences in a string. Okay, so you are given a 0 index string text and another 0 index string pattern. So you're given two strings, as you can see in the input. Now the pattern is of length 2, both of which consist of lowercase English letters, and both of these text and pattern consist of lowercase English letters. Fine. Now you can add either pattern 0 or pattern 1 anywhere text exactly once. So what does it mean? It means that you can, so pattern 0, this is the 0th character, that is the first character, and pattern 1 and or. So this is highlighted. Whenever it is highlighted, just stay focused on that. So you can add pattern 0, that is the first character or the last character, anywhere in this text. Know that the character can be added even at the beginning or the end. So it is not compulsory that you should be inserting in the middle or anywhere. You can insert it anywhere, even at the corners of this whole text, any of these numbers, any of these characters. Now return the maximum number of times pattern can occur as a subsequence of the modified text. Now subsequence means that, if you have understood, if you have gone through different problems on my channel, you know that subsequence is that if you delete out some of the characters, then the rest of the characters is a subsequence. If you have a given string, if you delete out some characters, the rest of the characters without changing their actual positions is the subsequence. I'll tell you more with the example part. But the problem statement just says that you have to insert either A or C anywhere in this text, either A or C anywhere in this text, such that a number of subsequences from this string equal to the pattern are maximized. Cool. How you can do that? So the basic intuition which I got is, okay, you have to either insert A or B. So I have two options then. Okay, so let us take the first option, because if there are only a small number of options, you can take over all of the options. So the first option is that let us take the first case in which you have only one string. So A, B, D. So A, pattern, I think so. Okay, A, B, D. So A, B, D, C, D, B, C, C, D, B, C, and the text is AC. Okay, so because I want to maximize my subsequences, let us take some subsequences of this string first. Subsequence means that if you just delete out some characters, the remaining string in the same order is subsequences, which means that let's say I delete out this, this, and this. So subsequence become like A, the next character is C, then B and C. Or if I delete it out, let's say C and B as well, then AC is one of the subsequences which I actually want. Fine. So these are different subsequences of this string. You can just delete out any number of characters and the remaining characters in the same order are subsequences. Okay. Now, obviously if I want A, okay, then it is more beneficial if you just see to put A on the very start. Why? Because I want to somehow like find out A and match it with some of the C's. Because delete out all the characters in between everything, just put an A and a C and an A and a C, and this will form a different subsequences. Okay, so if I put somewhere C, A here, then I will obviously miss this C because A and C should be in the same order. Subsequences are in the same order. So if it is put in the very first, obviously it is taking care that all the C's in the like afterwards in the right hand side will be taken care. Similarly, if I have to put a C in the same situation, instead of putting A in the very start, I'll put a C in the very end. So I have two options now, that you have to put either A in the very start, so the string will become like this, or to put a C at the very end, that is the string, like because it is OR situation. And among both of these, you have to just find out how many times a subsequence of like let's say AC appears. Now, how to find out that? To find out subsequence, what I generally actually just need to find out is for every A, for this given string, for every A, how many times C appears on the right hand side, because like I have to pair A with C's on the right hand side. So A, C, A, C. Okay, then for this there is no more A. For this case, A, C and A, C. And for this case, AC and AC. So I just need to find out for every character in the first position, how many times the next character is occurring on the right hand side. So if you want to just find out how many number of characters occurring on the right hand side, you just need like a, what you can say, like a suffix array. Not a suffix array actually, just a suffix frequencies. Like how many times, or like a prefix frequency, whatever you can say, like the frequency of C moving from right to left, how many times C is occurring till at this ith point. So you can just count the frequency of C's from the back, because I want C. So C is occurring one time here. Till this point, it is occurring one time, then one time only, then one time, then two times. Because till this point, to the right side, how many C's I have seen? So I will see this C and this C, so two times. Then from this point to the right hand side, how many C's I will see? So there is no C, like only two C's, so I will put two C's and so on. So this is like a frequency moving from right to left, and that is all. You can get the number of C's from right to left, and then for every I you can just get how many subsequences of AC are there, and you can like write a generic function for calculating for both of these things. I'll tell you in the code part. So that's the overall idea. Let us move down to the code part. So what I've done is that I have written this OK function, and you can like just write down check function, whatever you can do. Now I have to find out the maximum among both of these cases, in which I have first added the text in front, like the text and the pattern is added on the back, so plus sign. And other cases, like the pattern of 0 is added in the front of the text. And these are both of the two cases, and in both of these two cases I have also sent the pattern just for the simplicity. I want to like check in the OK function. So this is the first string, that is the text, and the new character in the pattern is appended on the back, and the first character on the pattern is appended in the start of this text. Both of the two strings are sent in this OK function, and whatever is the answer, return the maximum of both. Now this OK function will do the same thing. I have the new text string. I'll first find out the frequency. By frequency, I just means that moving from right to left, as you can see, like right to left, how many times this pattern of 0 subsequence is find out. I'll just update all these frequencies. Then I'll move from like front to back, and for every time I find out a pattern of 0, which means that I find out A. So from that A, I have to just find out after that A position, like if it is I, so I plus 1, how many times the frequency of the other character is present. So that is what I'm doing here, and just adding the total and just returning the total. So that's the overall idea for the second problem. You can like pause out this video at this point, see the code, try to do this code on your own. It is not too difficult to understand if you have a basic idea, but that's the overall idea for this. The last problem is minimum operation to halve array sums, and it is a very easy to understand as well a very intuitive problem. So you are given an array nums of positive integers. In one operation you can choose any number from nums, okay, and reduce its to its exactly half the number. So okay, and return the minimum number of operations to reduce the sum of the numbers by at least half. So you have the total sum as you can see in the example, and then in every chance you can take any number, like reduce it by half, and like let's say that it is like you choose the maximum, that is 19, reduce it by half, that is 19.5. So how much you have reduced? You obviously have reduced by 9.5 also, because it is like reduced by, so this is 19, the number will become 9.5 and you have reduced by 9.5. So divided by half just means that, and you were like you can do this operation on any number of times, such that the total sum, so initially it is 33, then you divide 19 by 19 like 9.5, so it is reduced by 9.5. Similarly you take 9.5, again you reduce to half, and thus it becomes 4.75. And similarly you will take now 8 reduced to half, that is 4, and now the total sum will become this, that is 14.75, that is just greater than, like this is half of 33, that is 16.5, so it is just like close to half. So what you can do is that you have to reduce the numbers such that the minimum number operation to reduce the sum of the numbers to at least half. So like it should becomes at least half. So it becomes the total is 14.75 and the half is 16.5, so it becomes like less than half. So that's the overall idea. Now the basic thing which comes to my mind is such a problem is that what you can directly observe is that reducing the numbers to half means that if you take the maximum number, then it will reduce the sum very large in compared to a number that is smaller. So if I have a number 10 and I have a number like 6, which number should I reduce to half, which will give me a maximum return or like a maximum decrement? So I will obviously like half the 10 number, because 10 will reduce 5 and 6 will reduce 3. So if I reduce 10 to half, I will get a down of 5, and thus that will start reducing my total sum very fast in compared to a very slow number. So it just means that I just need at the current state what is the maximum number. So I will take out that maximum number, like half it, and then like subtract out the number that I halved and insert that rest of the number back into the what you can say into the system, or like in the same group, so that I will find out the next maximum. And this property can be very easily like done by priority queues, because priority queues are always store the numbers in from maximum to smallest, or vice versa also. So that's the overall idea. And because I want in double also, I'll just make a priority queue in double, that is here. Then count is the total number of operations I will be doing. I'll first find out the total sum and insert all the numbers in the priority queue as well. So find out the total sum of all the numbers in nums, as well as push all of them in the priority queue so that it is sorted. Now the temporary solution, like sum, becomes total sum. Now I will be keep doing this while loop until my temp should be greater than, like if it is greater than sum of half, like if, because at least half means, so if my total sum means the total sum of all elements divided by 2, half. If my temp is greater than that, I will keep on dividing until it becomes less than at least less than half. So less than half means that I will just take this 2 on the other side. So temp is greater than, temp into 2 is greater than equal to sum, like greater than sum, till I will be completing out this value. So at every step I will increment my count, because this is a new operation I will be doing out. I will pop out the top of the queue element, that is the maximum at this particular point, pop it out. Then what I'll do, I'll subtract out my temp by the half of the number that I've just popped out, and then I will just insert the new number, that is the number divided by 2, inside this queue again, priority queue again. And just I will keep on continuing that, such that my total sum will become at least half of the total sum I have in initially, and then just return the number of counts I have done, that is total number of operations I have done. So that is the overall solution for the third problem as well. No problems are very difficult, but the second problem is good. So this is the overall solution for the problems. Thank you for watching this video till this point. If you still have any doubts, you can mention down in the comment box. I will see you next one. Till I keep coding, and bye.